What's up, guys? Agent DMV here, AX01, whatever you want to call me. It's not like me to have to re-record a video after I recorded all 4 takes of said video in one day. But I have to redo all these because of this new Gorilla Tag update. So, yeah. I have Canyon already uploaded before the update, so I'm not going to refilm Canyon, of course, but, might as well refilm the other ones because those got changed, I guess. So this is gonna be caves for this episode. I'm not gonna re-upload Canyon because the only thing they added were speakers and a graphics update. Not much to do there. But yeah, let's refilm caves. So this is part two of the tips, tricks, routes, jukes, hiding spots on every Gorilla Tag map. This is caves. And this is also has mines. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's get some key terms down. Whenever there's a crystal, usually I'll call it by its color and size. So big blue, small purple. You get the idea, right? The crystals have different noises. That doesn't really matter, but just want you guys to know because some people that have impaired vision could use this to their advantage, knowing where certain sounds would be placed. I know it's kind of a weird thing, but I've seen people that are more impaired visually use that as of late on this new update. So this is Big Blue. This is the biggest crystal on the map. It extends all the way from this side of the cave to the other. It's great for practicing running. Running is a key mechanic, a core mechanic, and it's great to know. I use this personally. So to learn how to run, if you're doing two-hand, you want to bounce off of each side. If you're doing one-hand, just stay on one edge and then just run it. I do two-hand running, but I know how to one-hand run. But Big Blue is good for practicing. It also leads into good routes. So from Big Blue, you come all the way to the edge, and you come here. You could land right here. You could land here and do some sort of juke where you come around, or you could just straight up bounce up here to Big Yellow. Big Yellow, biggest yellow crystal on the map. So what Big Yellow is, it's slightly elevated. There's many ways to get here. You could also wall climb from certain angles. But I prefer to use that way back there. And from here you could get to this other fairly large blue crystal on the ceiling by just climbing up. It's actually really easy to get onto. From here, you could come over to this edge and do this route that I don't use personally, but bounce off of that onto that purple. I'm not going to do it though, because if I do, I have to reroute all the way back up here if I mess up. So, Big Yellow has two sides. You can't really get to this other side too conveniently and fast. You kind of have to go one hand under and hang off the edge of it. So you could just go straight over this blue crystal above me. Over here is, I don't have a keyword for this. You could just call it, like, ravine. So ravine is a branch that leads out of mines. It's on this area. Sorry, my watch is telling me how many steps I've got today. So from here, you could go this way. You could do it multiple ways. You could wall bounce, or you could just straight up bounce up here. And then from here, there's right here where you could just wall bounce up, and you're out, right? And from here, you could just go across on that path. And then if we come back down here, there's also this slanted thing. You could just go up here, and you could climb as you do, right? And from here, you get to these crystal. Also, from right here, if you could, from this strip over here, you could jump up to Big Yellow if you could jump high enough, or you could wall bounce up to it, kind of like that, except you don't overshoot a ton. I guess we could come over here. These are some crystals you could lead into, so like you come to higher up right here, and you could kind of go up there or something. those are decent for certain routes. You could come up right here by just wall bouncing. It's slanted. I'm fairly good at wall running, but if you're not, you could still do that because it's pretty slanted. If you come up here, this is another popular way to get to Big Yellow. You just come up here and go up there. From there, we have down here, we have this crystal, which can lead up to a side branch right here, which is in the side. I don't think I've ever seen that in a practical route because of its odd position, and I mean, you could probably do something with it, but these two collide right here. You could kind of climb up, and then you bounce up here, and you have this crystal that's into the ceiling, and from here, you could go over here. I've seen people with blue monkeys, in blue monkey skins, hide, like, right here, and like, push themselves in. They blend in, you just have to get a really light blue. You might have to use modded colors if you have if those are available to you. From here, you could get to the edge and bounce over here, and, down here, there's this kind of hard to access blue crystal. And then from here, you get access to the two yellows that are pretty big that aren't big yellow. You can't really hold on to these very well because they are at a pretty distant angle. You kind of just slip off like that. This is the purple crystal that we were going to route to from this blue up here. It's a bit easier to start from here. I don't like that route, though, because I can't do it. Right here is a decent route. You could continue along those two crystals, then you could route back up to here, and then you could come back down. I sometimes will just come down here just so I could, like, juke myself in there. They'll follow. Bring myself back out. That was a bit trippy. I almost tripped myself up. But yeah. From right here, you could get up to this platform easily without having to go into mines. Just like that. You could also, an alternative for shorter arms is to get on top of this little tiny crystal and then just bounce, and you could do it in one. There's a little thing here you could grab onto, this little, that's a bit easier. Ooh, fade into the ground. So that's about it for main crystals. Now we're gonna head into mines. So mines has multiple access points. Most of them are on the sides of the map. So they're kind of out of the way. Mines is a very vast area where you can kind of just look around. You know, there's a lot of hiding spots, like right here. You could phase in these crates, certain ones. I'm not quite sure how to do all of them, but from what I can understand, you just do a raise view in the corners near them. Kind of like just go here, push yourself, and then raise view, etc. If you have it hotkeyed, it's pretty easy. If you have a dark monkey, you could probably hide right here. Also, wagon. Nothing more to say. Hide inside that wagon. But there's not much to mines that's interesting or has a route value. You could always just kind of do something like that because all of the exits are just wall. Like, literally, you just have to get out of them by wall bouncing. So, here's the main one. There's this little place that looks like a dried-up river, basically. It has two entrances, right there and there. And, I do have an interesting route for over here. I sometimes will come over here. I bounce all the way over, you know, and then sometimes they fall in. And then you could, you know, actually go down there, or you don't have to. And then, the only other entrance to mines aside from this is up here in these two holes, and then there's a tiny one that's kind of obscure right here. This is probably the best entrance because it gives you access to a lot of the cave routes. I'm in the, like, you know, right here, and it gives you a straight path to go to the other ones. And that's about that for caves and mines. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of speedrun if you don't get some of the things I explained. Oh yeah, also one more thing. If you come right here, get up to this crystal. You could also literally just, you barely even need to jump. You could kind of just like lift yourself up to here, and then you could just boop. Come over here. You could even wall bounce, which is what I like to do. From right here, you just, it's such a light wall bounce. And also, I've seen people, for some reason, not able to leave. Like, they just can't do this exit. You climb up pretty slowly, and you could just do a slow little push to these ledges. Up here, it's kind of dark. And then you're out of caves. And that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go record City, re-record, and then I'm gonna record Forest. I'm recording this really late at night, so I'm gonna have to set it to premiere tomorrow, because tomorrow is Friday, which is when I upload these. So that's rough, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. See ya.